Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes again. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Aquarius. That's Aquarius Sun, Moon, or Rising for the month of October 2024. Now, I used to do a little astrology with charts, and then I would do the Taroscope. I did that at the beginning of the year. People really enjoyed it. I'm going to do that again today. Because we're in a very fraught time, and I think a little extra is good at this time as we face October, the month of the, I guess, October surprise. So I will do the astrology first, and then I will timestamp it. So if you're not interested in the astrology, you can jump right to the tarot reading. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. And that is my cat who wants to go outside, but it's raining. And then I'll let him outside, and then he'll sit on the other side of the. I'll be right back. Let me just let him out. Okay, so here we are looking at October. We start the month off with the bang. We have a eclipse, a new moon solar eclipse at 11 degrees of Libra. For you, this happens in your ninth house. The ninth house is the house of truth, justice, long distance travel. It's a house where we learn. It's the house of the higher self. And so all these themes can come up now. It is an eclipse. It's on the south node. So there's a certain amount of releasing that has to happen before we can start something new. We have the sun in that house for most of the month until it moves into Scorpio, which is happening on the 22nd. So there's a illumination around justice, an illumination around what is right, what is righteous, and then it moves into Scorpio, moving into your 10th house. Having the sun move through your 10th house illuminates that 10th house. And so the house of public standing has a bright light in it, the bright light of the sun. This time for you, Aquarius, is a time when you're really out and about. You're out in the world, making a difference, shining the light. Mercury starts the month in Libra and then moves into Scorpio. And again, so your mind and your heart, the sun, are all out. People know how you feel. People know what's important to you. We have Venus in the sign of Scorpio, and then moving into Sagittarius. That happens on the same day as the full moon. We have the new moon is an eclipse. The full moon, however, is not. It is in the same sign as the node, but it's not close enough to the node to be considered an eclipse. However, full moons are harvest times, and so you will be harvesting something. It's in the third house, the house of the mind, and so you could have another, and I say another because you're known for this, brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. Now, there are two planets that change direction this month. The first one is Jupiter. You have Jupiter now in your fifth house, the house of fun, the house of romance, the house of creativity. Perhaps you've had a lot of creative sparks. You've maybe had a few romances or had quite a bit of fun. Now, as Jupiter stations retrograde, it wants to go over that. It wants to review what you have learned. Jupiter is about learning. So what have you learned from your experience? Eventually, Jupiter will turn direct and go back over this, and then you can institute the lessons that you've learned. And then as it continues to move through that fifth house, Jupiter will spend about a year in that house. So you'll have plenty of time for creativity and for fun and perhaps for romance. But pretty much now until it goes direct again, it's a little bit more of a review process. Now, on the other side here, Pluto, the planet of the soul, the planet of evolution, the planet of transformation, at the beginning of September, moved back into Capricorn. So for you, it was a little bit of a rest. Pluto's been in your sign and will be in your sign for 20 years. Pluto in Aquarius is the power to the people. So now it's sort of regress back, and it's that last degree of Capricorn, where the lessons that have been learned over the last 16 years come to fore. My cat is crying at the door again. See, I knew that was going to happen. Pluto goes direct on the 11th and then starts its journey back into your sign, which isn't going to happen until November 19th, 20th. It goes back into your sign. So you still have a little while before it comes back in your sign. I don't think there's such an issue with that for you, although I think you've been waiting for, because you've had Pluto moving through your 12th house for 16 years. It's going to feel good to go into Aquarius. And then you can utilize, you're releasing a lot. When Pluto goes through that 12th house, you're releasing a lot of old karma. And so now you get like as a new fresh start. Mars, the planet of action, is in your house of health. You have to be careful with this. It is in Cancer, and Mars doesn't really like being in Cancer, but it can be a very emotional time. And, you know, Aquarius isn't known for its emotionality. So if you're having some problems, if you're having some medical issues and you like, I don't understand where this is coming from, it could be repressed feelings. And so I would say feel your feelings. And there's a lot of water in this chart. We have Mars in Cancer, we have Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Of course, they've been there for a while, but the Sun and Mercury and Venus will spend time in Scorpio, creating this sort of grand trine of water. And it's in your earth houses. So this is a time to deal with your feelings, deal with your emotions, to help heal your emotions. All right. So that's what I want to say. Let's just see if your ruling planet Aquarius is doing anything specific that I want to point out. We do have on the 30th of October, Mercury making an opposition to Uranus, which I spelled wrong. I'll have to change that. This is a point of awareness. This is your lower mind and your higher mind in an opposition to each other. And so it may seem like they're as far apart as they can be. You may be as far apart from your spiritual sense as you can be, but it gives you the perspective that you need to know what the next step is going to be. All right. All right, I'm going to go get my poor cat is probably soaking wet because he wanted to go outside in the rain. And I'll see you again next month. Take care of yourself. Please be careful out there. It's a very fraught time. There's a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions this month. And you don't want to get on the wrong side of anybody feeling those emotions. So take care of yourself. Rest if you need to. You are righteous. And it's okay to stand up for what you believe, but don't do it at the expense of your health. Okay, take care, everyone. Namaste. Hello, everyone. So we're back and we're going to be doing the tarot reading for the sign of Aquarius. Of course, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I actually forgot to mention that in the other deck, in the other classes. I mean, the other readings. And we're going to be using the Hermetic deck, one of my favorites. As you know, I love using this. Usually Gemini gets to use this one, but today I decided to mix it up a little. And of course, Aquarius is, right now there's nothing in Aquarius this month, but, you know, as I said, when we were talking about the astrology, this is, you get a little respite because Pluto is out of your sign temporarily, but we'll go back in November. So you get a little bit of a, kind of put your feet up, I guess, if there's such a thing. And we'll see. Let's see. Okay. So what does Aquarius need to know for the month of October 2024? One more, I think. like to give them a good shuffle, you know, so you get the old energy out and bring in the new. Okay. All right, Aquarius. Let's see what we have here. We have the Nine of Swords. So we have some, it's called Lord of Despair and Cruelty. It's actually anxiety. It's anxiety. You're very anxious. It's a very mentally stressful, it seems like a very mentally stressful time for you. As we enter October, let's see the challenge to the anxiety. The sun, illumination, illumination. The challenge to your anxiety is illumination. Let's continue and see what else comes up for this. Underneath it all is the Three of Cups. This is about sharing. It's about camaraderie. It can be about a little bit too much drinking, but I don't feel like that's what it's about. I almost feel like things are going so well that you're afraid of that. Like, is that possible? Let's continue. Let's see. The Ten of Cups in the past, that's happiness as well. Fulfillment. Okay. Let's see what's in the sky. The High Priestess. There's information that's coming to you from Spirit, directly from Spirit, from head to heart. Okay, let's see what else comes up. This is going to be one of those readings where you have to look at all the cards together, I think. Immediate future, the Lovers, choice. You have a choice to make. The Lovers is always about choosing. Choosing to love, choosing to break up. How it's seen from the outside. The Star, hope. This is your card, Aquarius. So it doesn't seem like there's, well, okay, let's continue. Things so far look pretty good, except that you're anxious about something. We have the Hierophant in the domestic situation. This is wisdom. This is generally tends towards traditional wisdom. And oftentimes associated with religion, but religion really isn't all that wise. Religion is just a way to hold people down and to hold people in, like pen them in. So I feel, especially for you, Aquarius, because you ain't into that. Unless you're one of those Saturnian Aquariuses, there are people who are Aquarius that are more Saturnian than, say, contrarian, because Aquarius can be like, you know, don't fence me in. I need my freedom. I have my rights to my own ideas and all that stuff. But some Aquariuses can sort of go by the book. But all Aquariuses have a great sense of humor. Hopes and fears. Change, the Wheel of Fortune, things turning. Okay. I think I know what this is about. The outcome, we have the Ten of Wands. This is oppression. Feeling oppressed, feeling like there's too many irons in the fire, perhaps. Let's continue. The Ace of Cups. I'm going to pick 3 cards, see if I can get a major arcana. That's happiness and joy. The Four of Wands. This is a great card. This is a celebration card. And Temperance. Balance. Let's see what's underneath. The Five of Pentacles. That's worry about money. The Six of Cups, which is, it can be nostalgia or spending time with the family. It's fulfilling in that. And then the Universe, a cycle coming to an end. Well, what these cards really look like to me is that things are going so well that you're nervous. Does that make sense to you? That's what it looks like to me. Things are doing so well that you're like, this can't really be happening. Because, you know, we look outside at the world and we're like, the world is going nuts. And then you look in your life and you're like, well, things look pretty good over here. Should I be nervous? about that? There can also be, you're a humanitarian, and sometimes when your life is going well and you see all the suffering that's going on in the world, you, it's not really guilt. It's just like, shouldn't I be doing something? Do I have the right to be happy almost? That's what these cards look like. And I will tell you, you do. You absolutely do. Um, I feel like what's really stressing you out doesn't have much to do with your own life. I think you're feeling the pain of the collective. You're not one to abide or stand by injustice, and it's really upsetting you, but your life is really actually quite good. So don't feel bad about that. Like, it's better that you're not in a state of chaos or a state of distress, because you can be more helpful then, right? Yeah. So choose happiness. It's okay. It is okay if you're happy. It's okay if your life is going really well. Because there are times when it won't be. So you might as well take advantage when it's good. All right, I'm going to pick a Mystic Sisters card. We'll see what the Mystic Sisters have to say about this. Wow, these are interesting cards. Aquarius. You also might be asking, when is this going to be? When is people going to see? With the sun crossing the anxiety and the loss and the cruelty. When are people going to see that love is the answer? Love is the answer. Well, I'll tell you, the high priestess in the sky. This isn't an uncovering. This is an uncovering. People are asking, why is this happening? This isn't right. So the things that were like not quite right, but you sort of tolerated them on a collective worldly level, are no longer going to be tolerated, because you can't keep the pain and suffering away. Like, for the most part, most people who or were, I would say, were aware of what was going on before now everything is out and everybody's seeing it for what it is. I think that a lot of those, the people who saw what was going on were either the type of people who would look to see if something like that was going on, right? Somebody with a broader world vision, or an empath who feels everything but doesn't always know why they're feeling what they're feeling. So either one of those could fit into this. But the apocalypse is here. The uncovering is happening. The awakening is happening. And more people are going to become awake, and it's going to stop things. The Sage Goddess. This is the Mystic Sisters Oracle. And I'll hold the card up so you can look at it, because these cards are just beautiful. And they're done by one of my favorite artists, Emily Balavet. I just love her work. You can get these cards through US Games. That's where I got it. I mean, you go through Amazon, I guess, but US Games puts them out. The same organization that put out the Rider-Waite, right? Okay. And many other decks. All right, there's the Sage Goddess. Purification and cleansing. The ancient global practice of burning sage is not only for purifying a space or a person, but also to heighten spiritual clarity. The botanical name for sage, salvia, stems from the Latin word salvare, to heal, which is also the origin of the word salvation. The other qualities of sage when burned, such as giving wisdom, clarity, and increased spiritual awareness, are also included in the name. There is no accident that we refer to wise people as sages. Sage Goddess calls you to cleanse your sacred space, to remove both physical and psychic toxins from your atmosphere in order to more clearly envision the transcendental experience of life. She offers the opportunity to clear out the clutter of the mind and heart, cut through the chatter of thought, and find peace, order, and focus. So burn some sage there. Burn some sage. All right. And let's pick a tree of life word. I figured, it's October, October surprises and the like, eclipse season, the summer of, remember, there was a summer of love. I'm not sure what this summer was going to be called. The summer of sudden shifts and changes, which we would expect as, Pluto spends its last, moments in Capricorn, moving into your sign of Aquarius, where the rules are different, where being human counts and being rich counts less. Justice, the path of justice, the 22nd path. This is the faithful intelligence. Okay. Justice, the card justice, you notice she is not blind. She is not, doesn't have her eyes covered, because this is cosmic justice. Cosmic justice has her eyes wide open. All right, let me read what the book says. I'll hold that up for you. Another beautiful deck here. Okay, 22nd path. Okay. Karmic adjustment, balance, and objectivity. Oops, I'm going to try to focus on this. Oh, there we go. Okay. Running between Tiphereth and Geburah, this path has Libra as its astrological sign. Here the soul is introduced to the Lord of Karma. They ask their questions, and the Egyptian goddess Mat asks, will anyone miss thee by thy passing? The connections we make in life are important. Balancing your heart against a feather to determine your entry into the afterlife is said to be Mat's role. The card reminds that you are a soul in a human body on a karmic journey, experiencing the consequences of your actions. You are creating situations that are giving you the chance to balance what is out of kilter in your life, and to do it with an honest appraisal of your part in any situation, especially one that holds he said, she said, they said vibration. To err is human, and you are in human form now, so you are going to err. The skill is in uttering whoever knew, the skill is in unerring, and then erring. Who even knew unerring was a word? With this card, you may be seeing what until now has been difficult to notice. What needs to be removed could be very clear. The actions and words of friends may feel manipulative. Justice card points towards a consequence of your actions, regardless of who or what is piling stones onto the opposite side of the scales. Ultimately, you are responsible. A feather-like touch may be all you need to move something your way. Consider your options and adjust accordingly. Cosmic justice has it in the bag, so you don't have to suffer to balance the scales, really. You just have to be you. Learn the lessons, make amends if that's what's necessary, and love. The path is between Geburah, which is the adjustment, the adjuster, the spiritual warrior, and the heart, which is the place of balance. Justice holds a sword and a balance, right? Sword of Geburah and the balancing scales of Tiphereth. And everything comes out in the wash, guys. All right, I hope you find that helpful for your October. Have a wonderful month. Take care of yourself. Unburden yourself. Your suffering doesn't help the people who are suffering, but your light helps to light the way for those who are suffering to find the way. Like and subscribe if you would. If you'd like to join me for Mystic Sisters, it's either going to be on my channel or Ona's channel, Ona's Tarot. You do have to subscribe in order to be able to comment. You can watch. You don't have to subscribe to watch it, but if you want to interact with us, you do have to be a subscriber. And it's free, so why not? So, all right. So I will see you in the morning as I walk through the garden. I do that every morning, talk about stars. And sometimes I talk about politics, even though I try to avoid that. It's sometimes hard to avoid. And every week I put out a week ahead for the astrology, so you can check that out as well. And I do a monthly Numerology Kabbalah for the month. So I do put a lot of stuff out there. And if you can share this with somebody who you think is helpful, or you can subscribe or have a, share it so others can subscribe. It will help me with this channel and help me reach more people. And I think that it's good stuff. All right. Take care, everyone. Namaste.